Hi, welcome to the Create Your Ageless Life Masterclass. I'm Natalie Matoshenko, and I'm thrilled to be with you here today. So let me first off tell you a little bit about myself so you know who you're with here today. I'm the founder of the Ageless Woman Summit, who has helped tens of thousands of women. So I'd like to start us off today by just telling you. So I'd like to start us off today by just telling you a little bit about myself. I'm the founder of the Ageless Woman Summit. I'm a best-selling co-author. I'm a certified leadership and life coach and a certified sacred money archetypes coach. I have a finance degree from a top business school and corporate career, yet I left a high-flying job in international development and finance to follow my own passion and purpose and to live life on my own terms. Since 2001, I've worked with tens of thousands, multi-passionate, soulful go-getters in 51 countries to uncover their purpose and help them start successful businesses, careers, projects they love, figure out what to do in retirement, all while manifesting abundance and creating lives they love. I'm a mom of 3 girls, and I'm in a soulful partnership of over 28 years with my husband. And I am a major traveler and adventurer. So enough about me, because the focus today is on you and what you're going to learn from this masterclass. You're going to learn the 5 key habits for an ageless life. You're going to uncover what you most need to focus on to create your ageless life. You're going to identify what's getting in the way of what you want to create so you can stop the self-sabotage. You're going to learn the number one way to become easily inspired and motivated to take consistent action throughout the year. And stick with us, because you're going to get a special opportunity to fully live your passion and purpose and create your ageless life. So to start us off, I always like for us to get present. And I have to tell you, well, I know we often multitask, and you might be listening to this as you're driving or you're working out or you're cooking. And I really encourage you to get the most out of this masterclass, to actually put aside the next hour or so to really be present here for it. I'm going to take you through some exercises, some self-reflection, and you're going to walk away with some concrete steps, but only if you do the work and do the steps. I promise you, it's absolutely worth it. You're worth it. Give this time to yourself. So just to start us off and help us become present and really be here, I'm going to invite you to get comfortable and close your eyes. I'm going to do it with you. Take a deep breath, breathing in easily and effortlessly, and breathing out even slower. When you breathe in, set your intention to breathe in relaxation. And as you exhale, imagine all the stress, all the tension, anything that doesn't serve you, leaving your body through the bottoms of your feet, going into Mother Earth, where she can repurpose it for the highest good of all. And breathing in relaxation and breathing out all that doesn't serve you. Relaxing your shoulders, your neck, your head, your arms. Breathing out all that doesn't serve you. Breathing in healing oxygen and relaxing your torso, all your internal organs, your hips and pelvis, your legs, knees and calves, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Releasing all that doesn't serve you. And another long, slow breath. And now I want you to imagine that out of the base of your spine, there's a grounding cord. This could be a ray of light. It can be an actual cord. It could be a tree trunk. Imagine, though, this grounding cord extending from the base of your spine and going through the floor of the dwelling that you're in, through the earth, and deep, deep into the center of the earth until it finds an anchor in the center of the earth. And your grounding cord just anchors around it. And now take a deep breath and imagine that up through that grounding cord comes beautiful, nurturing, supportive earth energy. Energy that's going to sustain you, that's going to help you feel grounded and firmly planted on the earth. Allow this energy to come up through the grounding cord and then up through the bottoms of your feet, filling your body, your legs, your hips, your torso, all the way up through your head with grounding, comforting, sustaining, nurturing Mother Earth energy. Now take another deep breath. And I want you to imagine a different energy, cosmic energy, coming into your body through the top of your head, through your crown chakra. Allow this beautiful energy, however you see it, to enter your body through the top of your head, filling your head, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your torso, your pelvis, your legs, all the way down to the tips of your feet, with the energy of creation, of possibility, of abundance. And I want you to set an intention for yourself. This is an important invitation. What do you hope to get from today's masterclass? Set this intention for yourself right now. Okay, great. Now take a deep breath and open your eyes. How are you feeling now? Hopefully a lot more relaxed and open to the possibility of learning new stuff, because we have a lot to learn. Okay, let's jump into the first things first, the foundation to an ageless life are my 5 key habits for an ageless and extraordinary life. Now, there's going to be a little teaching at first, and then we're going to get into self-reflective exercises so you can find the answers to what will create your ageless and extraordinary life. So bear with me, because this part is really important too. It's like setting the foundation. So the first key habit is to have an attitude of gratitude. I know you've heard it before, that cultivating an attitude of gratitude cultivates joy and well-being and is in general a better posture towards life. But let me ask you this, do you practice it? Do you make it a point to have a practice to focus on gratitude? First thing in the morning, you wake up, what are you grateful for? As you go to bed at night, what are you grateful for? Throughout your day, what are you grateful for? Because here's what I know for sure. The more you focus on what you're grateful for, yes, the better you're going to feel, the more you're going to vibrate at a higher energetic frequency, the more you're going to attract more of what you're grateful for and what you want into your life. And let's face it, even in very practical terms, people who are grateful and happy and feel good are just so much more pleasant to be around. So this is going to really shift your relationships, your family dynamics. You are, other people who are grateful and in a positive, good place are going to be attracted to you. Those people who are not in a good place are just going to avoid you like the plague, and you really want that too. Basically, it is just a key habit for an ageless and extraordinary life. Notice I say habit, not idea, or a good thing to implement sometimes, but habit. Make these 5 things a habit and watch how your life is just going to become extraordinary. So key habit number 2, focus your attention on what you want, not what you don't want. Let's face it, stuff happens every day, stuff that we don't want, right? Things don't go the way we plan or that we would like. And of course, it's very human and natural to not be happy about it and to have feelings about it. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have your feelings, but don't allow yourself to wallow in them or, to form conclusions like, good things never happen to me, or it works for other people, but not for me. Life is unfair. I mean, you can hear that, right? How that has a real kind of negative energy that will just attract to you more of what you don't want. In contrast, when something doesn't go your way, feel your feelings, but then think, what is it that I do want? And start focusing your energy on that. Imagine having what you want. Imagine what it'll feel like. Imagine what it'll look like. Imagine what your life will be like, right? You can see how your energy is lifting as you picture this. You just get into a much better space. And again, you not only feel good, you're much more likely to take action towards what you want from this place of increased energy, and you're much more likely to attract the people and circumstances into your life that are going to help you make it extraordinary. So important key habit number 2. Now, key habit number 3, open up to abundance. This is really, kind of a mental shift, because many of us were raised and live in a lack world, right? We see everything that's wrong around us and we think like, well, there might be abundance for some people, but not for me. Well, I want to challenge you to start thinking that abundance is there for you too. The same abundance that you see out in nature, trees growing, it raining, sunshine, beautiful jungles and rivers and seas and oceans and mountains. All this glorious abundance is there for you too. The more you start playing with the possibility that you live in an abundant universe, the more you start noticing signs of abundance all around you. Again, not only are you going to feel better and then vibrate at a higher energetic frequency, but you're going to attract more abundance into your life. It's amazing. It's uncanny how it works. So this is an important habit number 3. Now, habit number 4, use everything for your growth and benefit. So this is really, really key because, again, as we mentioned, things happen all the time that we don't want, right? And we can get stuck in, woe is me, or we can say, what is there to learn from this? How can I become a more loving, kind, compassionate person from this experience? How can I grow from this experience? This habit is truly a game changer, because once you start looking at everything that happens in your life through the lens of using it for your growth and benefit, life becomes an incredible adventure. It's no longer a series of things not going your way. In fact, you'll find that more and more things are going your way. And the things that don't quite go your way, you don't even see them as that anymore. You see them as this opportunity for growth. And as you incorporate that growth into you, you feel better. You feel more compassionate, more loving, more wise. People want to be around you. You get what I'm saying, right? It completely shifts your life and makes it extraordinary. And then key habit number 5 is to trust the timing, enjoy the journey. Let's face it, we all want what we want and we want it right now. And if it's not happening right now, we get really discouraged. We think it's not possible. Our mood sours. But here's the thing. Ultimately, I believe that our soul was incarnated into this body to learn what we need to learn so we can become more compassionate, kind, and wise human beings. And whatever happens to us in our life's journey is what we need to learn to get there, whether the there being kindness, compassion, loving. There's really is no destination if you think about it. And the only moment, I know you've heard this before, but really think about it. The only moment you have is now. This is the only time life's happening. It's not happening in the past, that's gone. And it's not happening in the future. It's happening right now. So the more you can enjoy the journey, the better, again, you're going to feel, the higher energetically you're going to be vibrating, the more you're going to be able And that to not only enjoy the moment, but ironically create that future that you so desperately want to create. And if you can just trust the timing, meaning trust that basically everything you want is out there, and you wouldn't have the desire if you didn't have the means to achieve it. It's just that you might need to learn some things before you can really incorporate whatever it is you want into your life, before you really learn how to receive it. And that's the timing piece. And so here you are, trusting that it's going to come. It's going to come when you're ready for it. And meantime, you're enjoying the journey, using everything for your growth and benefit. You're open to abundance. You're focusing your attention on what you want, and you're having an attitude of gratitude. Can you see how these key habits, if employed every single day, can completely transform your life? I'm really excited. All right, that was, my big soapbox talk. Let's move forward into you connecting to you, right? So that you can figure out what does your ideal life look like. So I want to invite you to pull out a sheet of paper. Remember, I told you this was going to be interactive. So pull out a sheet of paper, pull out a marker or pen. If you can find 2 different colors, even better. And I want you to draw a circle. And then I want you to divide that circle into 8 equal parts, kind of like a pie, 1 line down the middle, 1 line across, 2 diagonal. And in each area, I want you to label it with friends and family, significant other, health, career, or just societal contribution, money, personal growth, fun and leisure, and home environment. And of course, as we go through this course, I'm trying to stay at a steady pace. So if you find that you need to pause this video to complete a step, go ahead and do so. So now you have your 8 areas written down. And now I would like you to think on a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with each area of your life? So, I did this years ago, but you can see, on fun and leisure, I was at a 10. Personal growth, significant other, a 9. Friends and family, 7. Health, 8. Career contribution, 7. Money, 9. Home environment, 9. You get the idea. And it's okay. It's okay if all of yours are 1s or 2s. Just be really honest with yourself. Okay. Now that you've filled that out, I want you to look at your wheel. What do you notice? Are you in balance? If this was an actual wheel, would it be, a pretty smooth ride, or would it be a really bumpy ride? What areas need more attention? Any more realizations? Again, feel free to stop this video and work on this for a minute or 2. All right, now I want you to pick the most important area for you to focus on. And I know you're going to say they're all important. And you know what? You can get to all of them. But for the purposes of what we're doing here today, and also so as to not overwhelm, just go with your gut. Ask your gut, what's the most important area for me to focus on? And choose that area and write what would make your life a 10 in that area, right? So for instance, I chose friends and family because I'm really about community. And when I saw that that was at a 7, I started thinking what would make it a 10. When I did this, I had just moved to Colombia, South America for my year of adventure, which turned into 10. I was feeling that lack of community. And so I realized, a 10 would be a close group of friends. Right where I lived, really feeling that sense of community. It would be regularly keeping up with my other friends all over the world. It would be with seeing family, and especially my parents, more on a more regular basis, and ideally every couple months, things like that. So again, I want you to pause the recording and just write out what would make your life a 10 in your most important area. All right. So now you hopefully have an idea of what would greatly contribute to your ageless and extraordinary life. And so, whenever we have the vision and come up with the what, there's always something getting in the way of us having it, right? So let's look at what's getting in the way. So here's what I want you to do. When you think about creating that 10 in your chosen area, what are the first 5 thoughts that come to mind? Pause this recording and write them down. Okay, so now you see the thoughts. These thoughts are the perceived circumstances with underlying beliefs that are holding you back. So it might be, I don't have enough time. I don't know what I want to do. I don't have enough money. I'm too old to start over. The family will suffer if I do this. I've tried it before and I failed. You get the idea. Again, it's really, really normal for these thoughts of how whatever we want can't happen to come up. If you didn't get any, good for you. Then, skip this next part and go straight to the action, which we will get to shortly. But if you're like most people, chances are at least a few negative thoughts came up. Now, it's really, really important to dig deep below these negative thoughts or perceived circumstances, because we tend to believe our thoughts. We tend to think that whatever's going through our head is the actual truth, when really it's just our thoughts and our beliefs, our way of looking at things. No two people look at anything the same way. And usually the difference between creating the life you want and not is all up here. Whether you think you can do it, whether you think you're worth it, you get the idea. So it's really, really important to look at the mental paradigms that are keeping you stuck. If you think you don't have enough money to do what you want to do, is this true? How much money would you need? What are you currently spending your money on that doesn't jive with your values? What are your underlying beliefs about money? You get this, right? This can go really deep, and it's really, really key. You just uncovered some beliefs about why you can't have what you want. So it's super important to work with them. Okay. And I'm going to later give you the opportunity to do that in more depth. Now, let's move on to the number one way to become inspired and stay motivated, because now you know what you want, right? Like what is the most important area of your life and what you'd like to change so that you can create your ageless life. You know what the thoughts and beliefs are that are holding you back. Now, how do you become inspired and stay motivated? It's a 2-step process. So step number 1, and again, you've heard this before maybe, but are you doing it? So the first step is to visualize the end result. This is so, so important. It's a really powerful exercise to help you focus on the end result and not on the how. Because again, it's really natural. The second you think about what you want, you start thinking about the how and gulp, you're terrified, you can't do it, it's never going to work. So the key here is to just focus on what you want, visualize it. What is it going to feel when you're healthy, or when you have the community friends that you have, or when you're living your purpose and making the contribution you want, or when your existing relationship is loving and connected, or when you attract that relationship you want into your life, or when you're having fun and adventure, or when you have all the money that you need. You get the idea? Focus, visualize that. What is it going to feel like? What are you going to be doing? Who's going to be around you? It's really, really important, because again, when you start focusing on what you want, remember that key habit? When you're visualizing what you want, your energy is going there. You start, as you do this regularly, you get the inspired ideas and the synchronicities that you need. It's amazing. It happens as if by magic. You start focusing your energy, and all of a sudden an idea pops into your head, or you run into a friend and they suggest a book to you or a course or something, and it has just the information that you need. Or you start talking about your idea to somebody and they have just the resource for you to move the idea further. You get how this works? Make it a daily practice to visualize what you want to create in your life and watch how the universe just seems to conspire to make it happen. Now, at the same time, I have to tell you, yes, I'm a big believer that we set energy in motion by our way of being and by visualizing and by getting clear on what we want and putting good energy towards it. But I'm also an even bigger believer that we create the life that we want by taking daily consistent action. And yes, I say daily. I am such a believer that this is your number one key to success. It doesn't have to be a huge action, you know, it could be making a phone call, sending an email, meeting someone for coffee, exploring, investigating, but the idea is you have that vision of what you want in your life, what you want to shift, and you want to move it forward. Visualizing it just isn't enough. That's going to open up the energy and bring resources to you, but it's up to you to take advantage of the resources, to follow up, to make it happen. Because here's the thing, not only does that obviously keeps you moving forward, because an action a day over time, you know, even if it takes you 5 minutes, over time it adds up, and it's way more than doing nothing. It lets the universe know that you're serious. I mean, I don't know how this works, but trust me, it works. You start taking action and it's like it comes back to you. More opportunities, more synchronicities, things start moving, allowing you to learn, to adjust, to pivot, and to create, you know, your ageless, extraordinary life. So that's a really, really important reason to take daily consistent action. The other really important reason to take daily consistent action is because it keeps fear to manageable levels. Because let's face it, our brains are literally hardwired to keep the status quo. Our brains look for patterns. The known is always safer than the unknown, even if the known isn't making us happy. Our brain, you know, I don't want to get into a whole big discussion of how the brain works with the different parts of the brain, but let's just say that our brain in its most primal state does not care about us being happy or fulfilled. Like all information first goes through the brainstem before it goes up to those parts of our brain that can analyze and visualize and, you know, do care about fulfillment. But that brainstem, it just cares about keeping you safe. And anything new just isn't safe. And so it's really, really normal that when you're making changes, when you're up to something new, that you get afraid. And again, all those, right, all those messages and all those beliefs of why it won't work come up. And it can be paralyzing. But if you take daily consistent action, you know, something small, something doable, but if you do it daily, the fear level goes down. I mean, it's amazing how it works. You take that action step, you're proud of yourself, you took a step, you did something. All of a sudden, those voices in your head that were saying, this is impossible, you couldn't do it. Oh, wait, you took that action step. Maybe it is possible. And as long as you take an action step every day, it makes you feel like you're moving towards your goal. And it makes you feel like an agent of change. And then, of course, as I said, as you take action, amazing coincidences and opportunities opening up. And now all of a sudden it becomes possible. And it's the new normal, and your brain isn't quite so scared anymore. And fear is kept to manageable levels. And this is why I teach people it is better to take, 5 minutes of action a day than like an hour once a week, especially when you're starting out, because chances are in that build up to that once a week, when you're going to take an hour's worth of action, the fear, grows so much that it inundates you and then you don't take any action at all. Make sense? You can tell I'm really passionate about that. All right. So now we've figured out what we want. We've figured out what's getting in the way. We've figured out how to stay motivated and inspired, right? Take action and visualize. Now let's come up with a concrete plan to live your ageless life. So I want you to think of that most important area that you identified, right? and and you wrote out what would make your life a 10 in that area. And now I want you to do the following exercise. And again, if you need to stop this, pause this recording as we go along so you can fill up all these steps, please do so. Please trust me that just kind of listening to this is not going to get you the results of actually putting pen to paper. And yes, I'm a really big believer of pen to paper as opposed to laptop or whatever, or electronics, because actually writing things out activates the more creative part of our brains. And that's really important. So do this exercise and watch how much more you're going to get out of it. So question number 1, what 3 specific action steps can you take to move you closer to a 10? All right, so whatever it is you want, like in my case, if it was to create more community, I thought of, 5 people I knew in my new country, Colombia, who I could reach out to and schedule a coffee date with, a lunch date, a dinner date. You get the idea. Get out there and start creating community. I went through my schedule and thought about, ways I could see my parents every few months. I reached out to friends to schedule times that we could Zoom. I mean, we're all over the world. It wasn't working too well to just call when I had a moment, because chances are they were busy or into something. So we had to actually schedule, right? I had to think about it and plan. So those were some specific action steps I could take to create more community. So now it's your turn. What about you? What are the 3 specific action steps you can take to move you closer to a 10? Now that you've done that, I want you to think of what are the 3 action steps you can take this month to get you closer to a 10, and write them down. So again, call 5 people, set up X dates, plan X trips. I'm just using my example as an example. Reach out to X friends, okay? Now, what are 3 action steps you can take this week? So in my case, it was like, okay, reach out to maybe 2 friends. I had young children at the time. The truth is I wanted this community, but I also didn't have tons of time. I had a business and 3 young children and a husband, and there wasn't tons of time. So I knew if I reached out to 5 people, I couldn't have 5 lunch dates or coffees and talk to all my friends and see my parents all, in the same week. But I could reach out to 2 people, let's say. And make coffee dates. I could reach out to a couple of friends and set up a time to talk. I could call my parents. You get the idea, right? So what can you do what 3 action steps can you do this week? All right, write them down. And I really encourage you now to get your planner, whether it's an old school paper planner or your online, calendar, whatever. Start scheduling this in, because it's going to make it happen. And think about, what can you do tomorrow? Because or right now, right today, the second you're done with this class, because trust me, the quicker you take action, the quicker you're going to get things in motion, and the less likely you are to put it off or procrastinate. So do it right now. What can you do right now, today, tomorrow latest, to get your life closer to a 10 in that area? And again, I want you to put it in your planner. I want you to schedule it. Right now, pause this recording and do it. It's no joke. If it's self-care, if it's working out 3 times a week, if it's eating healthier, great. What are the specific things you need to do? Do you need to learn what healthy eating is? Do you need to get some recipes? Do you need to, I don't know, figure out which way of moving your body would make you feel better? I'm just coming up with some ideas and examples for you, depending what you might be dealing with. Do you want a more fulfilling career, and you need to uncover your purpose? So what do you need to do to figure out what that is? You get the idea. Just figure out those steps and schedule them in, especially if it's self-care and working out or figuring out recipes or whatever it is. If they're not, we're so busy. If they're not in your schedule, chances are they're going to not get done. You're going to be putting it off, and you're going to forget all about this masterclass. No, stick them in that schedule. Block that amount of time. How much time are you willing to give yourself to learn new recipes or search for your purpose, whatever the next step for that might be, or exercise, or figure out your finances. You get what, and if they're big projects, then remember, what do you want to accomplish in a month? What do you want to accomplish in a week? What can you do tomorrow? Schedule it in. I really, 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 if you haven't figured it out, want to encourage you to pause the recording at this moment and schedule it in. Trust me, you're much more likely to get it done. And now, you've figured out what you want, you've figured out what's holding you back, you've figured out how to stay motivated and inspired, you've come up with a plan. So what will help you take an action step every day? Like, this is the motivation part. So scheduling it in, like I just, talked about very emphatically, because I'm such a big believer. Reminders, you can put reminders on your phone, you can put Post-its up all over the place. If you see it, if you're reminded of it, you're much more likely to make it happen, work out, be in gratitude, look for the growth, and gifts and everything that happens to me, call so-and-so. All these are things that you can put reminders up about. You can find a buddy, somebody who who's supportive, who maybe wants the same thing as you. Anything from a workout regime to even a gratitude practice. I had a client who really wanted to get into a state of gratitude more and more. And she discovered that she wanted to take 3 times a day, morning, midday, and night, to focus on what she was grateful for. And it turns out she talked to her sister, and her sister thought that was a great idea. And so 3 times a day, they would text each other with their gratitude lists. And that kept both of them inspired and motivated to focus on the gratitude, which just did tremendous things for her life, while at the same time building this connection between sisters. It was beautiful, a win-win all around. So there's an idea. Social commitment. There's nothing like telling people that you're going to do something that inspires you to do it. Because, let's face it, and maybe this is a little bit of the shame factor of not having it done, but it works, because hopefully your underlying intention in doing it, whatever it is you want to do, is to create a better life for yourself. And so as you're trying to do that, use whatever works for you. That social commitment, scheduling it in, reminders, a buddy system, or ask yourself right now, what works best for you to help you take those action steps every day? Literally write that down, get clear on what it is for you. This is going to make a dramatic, dramatic difference. So to recap, today we learned the 5 key habits for an ageless life. We uncovered what you most need to focus on to create your ageless life. Remember, whatever that most important area of the wheel of life that you want to focus on. We identified what's getting in the way of you creating what you want in your life, so you can stop the self-sabotage. That's the beliefs and the thoughts that are running through your head. We learned the number 1 way to become easily inspired and motivated to take consistent action throughout the year. And that is what? Yes, taking an action step every single day. And of course, visualizing your end result so you can focus on the what and not on the how. And you are walking away with a concrete plan to start living your ageless life, your passion and purpose, whatever it might be. Your healthier body, your better relationships, your more adventure and freedom, whatever you want to have in your life. You've got the action steps, you've got them down in your calendar. If you haven't done all that, I really encourage you to go back and go through the actual steps and do the exercises. It's going to give you so much more than just listening to this. And now I want to give you a special opportunity to really create an ageless life and to live your passion and purpose. And the reason I bring these 2 together is because, to me, a big part of agelessness, of having vibrancy and zest and just, loving your life, is to tap into your passions, to get clear on your purpose. I have dedicated 2 decades of my life to working with passion and purpose, to creating a passion and purposeful life for myself, and helping literally thousands of people to do this. And that's why I wanted to invite you to join my Passion and Purpose Life course. The next one is going to be starting on February 7th. Yeah, that might be a ways, but the next one is starting on February 7th, 2022. And it's a really, really special opportunity in just 10 weeks to get really clear on what you want in every area of your life, to uncover your passions and your strengths and your talents and what you were put on this earth to do, to gain clarity on what has deep meaning for you and will help you make the impact you want to make, which is your purpose, right? We all want to live with a sense of purpose, and that's going to give you energy and zest and vitality. I want you to, you're also going to discover, I mean, I want it for you, and I know you want it for you, what gets in the way of creating your ideal life, so you can learn how to stop the self-sabotage. We touched upon it today, but we go in much, much deeper in the course in really looking at what are your specific ways of sabotaging yourself. What's that negative, fearful mindset that's unique to you? We all have our own version, but which is the one that's unique to you that disempowers you and keeps you from creating what you want? And you're going to learn ways to turn it, that negative mindset, into a positive, empowering, and supportive mindset that helps you manifest whatever you want, because it's really a skill and a practice, and you get good at it, and you can do it in a nanosecond for yourself. You're also going to learn really simple yet powerful techniques to work with universal energy to create whatever you want in your life. They're super, super powerful and easy to implement, and just allows you to kind of manifest what you want in quantum speed, which is what I think is so cool. They even have helped me manifest a private jet. I kid you not. We were in Florida. I happened to be visiting my family when my parents live in Florida. When the pandemic hit, Colombia, the country we've been living in for nearly a decade, closed its borders. We wound up stuck in Florida and manifested, when there were no flights, closed borders, we manifested a private jet back home at no cost to us, right, just for my family, right when it was the perfect time to go, meaning as Colombia was opening up internally because they were in very serious lockdown. So that's, and I really credit that to these energetic techniques that I learned and have been practicing, and I've taught them to so many people now, and they also get amazing quantum results. I'm so excited to include that in this course. Also in this course, you're going to create a step-by-step plan to turn your big dream into doable action steps. So today we did a little smidge of that with something you'd like to create in your life, but this is like looking at the whole of your life and how do you break that down into a doable action plan so you can get it all down in your calendar, down to the week or even the day, and you never again have to deal with the overwhelm of not knowing what to do. And you're going to learn more effective strategies to stay motivated, inspired, and on track for the rest of your life. These are skills you can use indefinitely for whatever you want to create. And one of the best parts is you're going to be supported and inspired every step of the way by me and a group of great soulful go-getters. The people who join this course, mostly women, but every so often we get a few good men, are really people who care about, they're on the same track. They want to live with passion and purpose. They're there to support you. It's a beautiful community that's created that helps you create what you want with so much more ease and flow, so much faster. Now, this is how the course actually works. If you sign up, you get 9 weekly video classes, which you can watch at your convenience. It's a 10-week course, and in the middle, we have 1 integration week. So that's why there's 9 modules. You get weekly Q&A coaching calls with me for personalized support. I don't mean one-on-one, I mean as a group. We get on a Q&A call because chances are your questions are someone else's questions too. And as people ask questions, you all hear the answers, you all help each other. You can always listen to a recording of the coaching calls after, if you can make one. I try to stagger the times so people all over the world can reach, make some of these Q&A calls live. If you can't make them live, you send me the question, I make sure to answer it. so you can listen to the answer. If you can make it live, even better, because often on the spot coaching happens. It really helps move this process forward as you're getting incredible exercises, cutting edge tools, practical and spiritual wisdom, and of course, action items to do in between classes. So you can not only deepen your self-knowledge and self-awareness, but you can transform those mental paradigms that keep you stuck, create the empowering beliefs to get clear on your vision and purpose, and then come up with the plan and actually be implementing that plan throughout the course, which helps you get the results, right? And then if you join, you also get access to a private Facebook group so you can get that support and encouragement that you need. We share successes, we share struggles. I'm on there during the course all the time, commenting and supporting and giving you tools and advice. So is everyone else in the course. It's really, really powerful because you get to share this journey with other amazing women and occasionally a few good men who are determined to live their passion and purpose. And it's a really, really powerful experience. And you get what you need to know to live with passion and purpose, reclaim your zest. And trust me, that really goes far towards being ageless. Now, that's not it. Because, I cover passion and purpose, but living an ageless life includes other things. It includes the internal work of feeling like we're good enough. It includes feeling good in our bodies and being healthy, learning how to manifest, learning how to have better relationships, how to be with money. You get the idea. I invited world-class experts. I'm not going to read you all this, but let's just say Marissa Peer, Deborah Murtaugh, Marie Diamond from The Secret, Marcy Shimoff, the #1 best-selling female author of all times, Dr. Judy Gianni, who'll talk about hormone balancing because that's important, Trisha Bennett, an incredible, incredible couples therapist, Susan Bratton, the goddess of all things sex and intimacy, Luba Evans, Deborah Poneman, the pioneer in living a successful life, Janet Atwood from The Passion Test, Dr. Jessica Drummond, Dr. Mindy Pels, Carol Tuttle. All these amazing, amazing world-renowned experts have also contributed to this course, and you will get teachings from all of them so that you can incorporate all these pieces into your life. It's really they're very powerful bonuses. And you can listen to them all or you can pick and choose. Even if you don't listen to them all, you're still going to get tons just from the course with me, but you also have this opportunity to listen to more. Now, I'm not going to read all this because this would take too long, but just in a nutshell, what past graduates have said, this course has been a life-changing experience for me. Literally almost every part of my life has changed and improved. Put quite simply, the Passion and Purpose Life course changed my life. I've attended many courses online and face-to-face, and I can say without a shadow of a doubt that this course was the most beneficial one. I'm doing what I love because I'm Natalie. I got so much out of this course. This is by far the most impactful course I've ever taken. This course should be required learning for people. I wish my whole family could take it. I wish I had these tools so much sooner. Who knows how far I'd be right now? I see things differently as a result of the Passion and Purpose Life course. I have started to love myself. Respecting myself and setting boundaries has become easy. Oh yeah, we talk about boundaries. We spent a good chunk of time on how to easily and effortlessly set boundaries. So important for living agelessly. Such an incredible course. I loved it. It really helped me get grounded in my strength, gave me directions, and helped me create amazing goals and vision for my life. From day one of the course, I felt inspired to change my life. I'm more positive about my life and my ability and direct it. I've told many people, do it. It's wonderful. These, when I get the chance to read these again, I'm always just so humbled because this is my work, but it's also, as I feel like, universal work, like it's channeled through me and so many women and their intentions to create a more passionate, purposeful, zestful, ageless life all these intentions go into making this course what it is. And it's incredible, incredible what we can achieve when we have the tools, when we have the support, and when we take action to make it happen. So I wanted to share that with you because these results are absolutely possible for you too. If you show up and do the work and participate, you're going to get them too. All right, so this course, I just realized my little thing is blocking it, so I'm going to move it. So this course normally sells for $1,000 because you're getting a lot. I mean, this is a tiny fraction of a university education, right? And did you figure out how to live your passionate, purposeful life from that? Chances are you didn't. So normally it sells for $1,000, but I'm offering you, I have to keep moving my little, this entire course and all the bonuses for only $397. It is a steal, or I should say $397 or 2 installments of $219 if you're more comfortable paying on an installment plan. And it is such a bargain to get all this learning, all these amazing tools, all this support, and really support and encouragement to implement. Since it's over a 10-week period, it's long enough that you can implement the changes you're learning about and really see traction and the changes in your life, but yet it's short enough that you don't lose momentum. You're going. This is for people who are serious about creating their passionate, purposeful, and ageless life. And this course comes with an unconditional 14-day money-back guarantee. That means you basically get 2 weeks worth of modules to try out. And if you think it's not for you, you just write us and you get your money back, no questions asked, because we are about really delivering value and helping you create the life you want. And, we'll do whatever we need to do to satisfy our customers. And we always do, which is what's really exciting and fun for me. Okay, so to register for the Passion and Purpose Life course, just go to nataliematoshenko.com/life course. And you'll have all the information there. You'll be able to register again with a one lump sum payment of $397 or 2 payments of $219. That's US dollars. And we can get started to create your amazing and ageless life. So again, I just wanted to thank you for taking your time. I know how busy you are, for joining us today for this masterclass. I hope you got tons out of it. And I look forward to the opportunity of serving you in whichever way I can in the future. Lots of love to you all.